It was an unexpected Thursday evening when everything changed. I was working late at the office, exhausted from back-to-back meetings. The building had emptied hours ago, leaving me alone with my thoughts and mounting deadlines. As I rubbed my tired eyes, I heard the elevator ding. I assumed it was the cleaning staff, but to my surprise, it was him, my boss's son, who had recently joined the company. Our paths had crossed briefly during meetings, but we'd never really spoken. "You're here late," he said, his voice echoing in the empty office. There was something in his tone that made me look up from my screen. "Deadlines," I replied simply, trying to ignore how the soft office lighting framed his face perfectly. He smiled, placing a coffee on my desk. "Thought you might need this," he said. "I was working late too, and saw your light still on." That simple gesture sparked a conversation that flowed effortlessly into the night. We talked about work at first, then our dreams, our fears, the lives we'd lived before this moment. Hours passed unnoticed. "We should probably head home," I finally said, glancing at the clock showing 2 am. He nodded, but didn't move. "Can I drive you?" "It's late." The rational part of me knew I should decline, but something else, something stronger, made me accept. The drive was quiet, filled with unspoken tension. When we reached my apartment, he turned to me. "I enjoyed tonight," he said softly. "Me too," I admitted, my voice barely audible. Our eyes met, and in that moment, something shifted between us. He reached out, his fingers brushing against mine on the center console. A simple touch that sent electricity through my veins. Days passed, and we created reasons to work late, to share rides, to exist in the same space. Each interaction became charged with possibility, with wanting. We were dancing around the inevitable, both aware of the complications. He wasn't just anyone, he was the son of the person who controlled my career. The power imbalance was impossible to ignore, yet equally impossible to let it stop what was growing between us. One rainy evening, we were reviewing reports in the conference room. Thunder crashed outside as he looked up at me, his expression intense. "I can't focus when you're near me," he confessed, his voice low. "I've tried to be professional, to keep my distance, but I felt my heart race." "I know," I whispered. "I feel it too." He moved closer, his hand cupping my face. "Tell me to stop," he murmured. "Tell me this is wrong." But I couldn't. When his lips finally met mine, it felt like coming home to a place I'd never been before. The kiss was gentle at first, hesitant, before deepening with a hunger that had been building for weeks. When we pulled apart, reality came rushing back. "What are we doing?" I asked, my voice trembling. "Something dangerous," he answered honestly. "Something that could change everything." We agreed to take things slowly, to be discreet while we figured out what this was. But passion rarely follows careful plans. Our stolen moments multiplied, lingering touches in passing, secret messages throughout the day, clandestine meetings away from prying eyes. "We should end this before someone gets hurt," I said one night as we lay tangled together in my apartment. He propped himself up, looking into my eyes. "Is that what you want?" I shook my head, unable to lie. "No, but I'm scared." He pulled me closer. "We'll figure it out together." Weeks turned into months, and our connection deepened beyond the physical. He became my confidant, my support, my partner in ways I never expected. We were careful at work, maintaining professionalism, but outside those walls, we built our own world. The first person to notice was my roommate, who caught the way my face lit up whenever my phone buzzed with his messages. "You're in love," she stated simply one evening. The word hit me with unexpected force. Love. Was that what this was? The realization both terrified and exhilarated me. When I finally confessed this to him, he didn't hesitate. "I've been in love with you since that first night at the office," he admitted. "I just didn't know if you felt the same." Our relationship wasn't without challenges. There were whispers at work, questioning glances, and the ever-present fear of discovery. His father, my boss, remained oblivious. But for how long? "Maybe I should find another job," I suggested during one particularly stressful week. He shook his head. "You've worked too hard to get where you are. We'll find another way." And we did. He transferred to another department, removing the direct conflict of interest. It wasn't perfect, but it allowed us to breathe easier, to imagine a future where we didn't have to hide. 6 months into our relationship, we decided to stop concealing, not with a grand announcement, but by simply living our truth. We arrived at company events together, shared lunch in the cafeteria, stopped fabricating excuses for our happiness. His father called me into his office shortly after. My heart pounded as I sat across from him, expecting the worst. "He's happier than I've ever seen him," he said, surprising me. "That's all I've ever wanted for my son." Relief washed over me. "He makes me happy too," I replied honestly. The man nodded. "Then that's all that matters." Our path wasn't conventional. It was complicated, risky, and filled with moments of doubt. But love rarely follows the expected route. Sometimes it finds you in fluorescent-lit offices at 2 a.m., in shared coffee and quiet conversations. Now, 2 years later, as I watch him sleep beside me, I'm grateful for every twist and turn that brought us here. Our beginning may have been unconventional, but our story is ours, imperfect, challenging, and beautifully real. If my story touched something in you, please hit like and subscribe to my channel Lust Story for more tales of unexpected connections and the complicated, messy, wonderful journey of finding love in unlikely places. Share your own stories in the comments below. I read every one, because in the end, it's our stories that connect us, that remind us we're not alone in our experiences of love, desire, and the courage it takes to follow our hearts.